describe what it's like being in a sprint car to, an average, ordinary race fan or somebody who may not really, truly understand what's going on the racetrack right now.
Basically, strap yourself to a rocket ship and let it go, because it is so hard to explain what's going on underneath these 360 cubic inch machines. It's the craziest feeling you'll ever feel, and we're about to get a very good look of what that looks like right now as they hit the chalk mark. Green flag, heat race number 1.
Now pin you back in your seat there. Donkey Don Grable starting this one out. Derek DiMartino trying to look for some space underneath into that second spot, but not quite yet. We're watching Elijah Guile in the back of the field, that bright 13-color neon machine. Derek DiMartino gets on the binders there.
Whoa, almost big-time calamity for the Zip number 97 of Derek DiMartino. Had to jump on the binders to get away from hitting the rear tail tank of Vance Wofford in the 116. They're going to get clear, though, work down the back straightaway. This track very treacherous, very skinny right now.
Opened up underneath there for the 9-7 of Derek DiMartino nicely, and we now see the 13, Elijah Guile, just working that speed anywhere he seems to want to go right now. Let's see him try to pin it even higher.
And the next one on his radar is that 116 of Vance Wofford. Vance struggling with the front end of that machine. Big time push last time by in turn 1 and 2. Looked a lot better that time as they worked down the back straightaway. Big battle for position number 3.
Fastest car on this racing surface is Elijah Guile at the last lap at 14.004 seconds. That last lap now at the line goes to Derek DiMartino at 14.11. Kind of spreading out in the front side, but Elijah Guile still fighting for third.
Halfway that time by for Don Grable. A little bit further back in the field, though, Elijah Guile. Slide job for the third position. Break time for the 116 of Vance Wofford. He's going to gather it back up and settle in for the 4th position. And these cars now starting to string out single file, Joaquin.
Elijah Guile with the passing points. That's the name of the game on this one, race fans. For the top 8 redraw, we're seeing him right now as our hard charger in this one. Oh, excuse me, that's Derek DiMartino as well. Both up 4 spots.
And DiMartino really going to work now on the rear tail tank of the 45 of Don Grable, trying to reel him in. It does not look like he's going to have enough time, though, based on the lap times at the moment. Grable just ran a 2:30, fastest lap of his heat race so far.
Guile seems to be fast there on the back and out of 2, but kind of losing it.
Still clean, still green, as we're going to get the wave of the white flag. Linen in the air for Don Grable and that number 45X for Budlong Motorsports. Good battle shaping up for the second position as the number 13 car. Young gun Elijah Guile, one more chance to get that second position. Would be a really good run. Not going to happen this time by, though. Don Grable, Speed Mart Heat Race number 1 winner.
Donkey Don taking Throw Punch Performance checkered flag there, followed by Derek DiMartino and Elijah Guile, the 2 hard chargers coming right behind him. But that one goes to Donkey Don in the 45X, average 14.305 seconds around the racing surface. That's the fastest car on the average lap times there. Let's give him a big round of applause.
And rounding out that field, 4th place went to Vance Wofford that time. Good tip of the cap to the 11R of Rodney Hubin in the 5th position. Troy Treharn 6th. Richard Wilby finishing in the 7th position in that patriotic 76TH. USA 1, Mike Stringfield, after joining the field late, ended up in the 8th position. And Joshua Shipley, no transponder on that car.
Sure is there, Spencer. A little low rumble here as we're getting ready to go green. 3M Solutions, green flag, getting ready to wave.
Nice, easy pace by the 15 of Brown. We're going to come around for the green flag this time as they cross the chalk line. 3 wide, deeper in the field for a moment there. Sice, he's going to go to the outsides. We got one in the wall. Watch out. He barely saved it. That was the number 1 eye of Daniel Blazer. Sice up in the fluff in turn 4.
Yeah, Si's not afraid to go and roll up all the marbles up there now, shooting underneath, trying to get a little pass under the 1 eye of Blazer, but not quite in for the 42 machine. Tuesday Calderwood with a hot start, got right in front of Brody Brown really quickly and just looks absolutely dialed in right now. You got to know if she's got some of those Caleb Montgomery notes on her car right now.
Excuse me, want to catch myself. That was Teague getting out of shape. He's out of shape once more down there in 1 and 2. But up front, the battle for the lead is non-existent at the moment. Tuesday Calderwood pulling out to almost a straightaway lead over that young gun Brody Brown in the 15 with the wily veteran. That's the 7 of Lauren Wofford in the Wofford Racing Engines machine. He's getting it done 1 and 2.
Well, kind of spread out right now. Tuesday Calderwood again checked out in her own zip code and time zone. Brody Brown running a decent line in the track, honestly widening out lap after lap right now. You can just see it.
And a little bit further in the field, a little bit surprised to see the 42 running fourth here. Really thought he was going to get a good jump on that start, but not the case with the 5 lap to go signal now being given to Tuesday Calderwood up front.
Okay, and you're not going to see the lap timing right now, race fans, for those of you watching on Racing Dirt, or perhaps checking in with us later, but we'll get that dialed in again, and we're keeping you, informed. 3 laps to go right now. Tuesday Calderwood, Brody Brown, Lauren Wofford, and Caleb Seiser, top 4, and then we're seeing a fight for 5th coming around turn number 2 on your screen right now. Daniel Blazer holding off Diego Alvarado.
And coming around to the white flag next time by, Tuesday Calderwood got way out of shape up in 3 and 4 last time, brings it down a little bit, looks a lot nicer on line that time by. She's in fact catching the month ago's heat race winner. That was Jet Carney in the 40X, coming around now for the checkered.
Really thinking she's probably hitting sub-14s on this one. Taking home the throat punch performance, checkered flag, race fan. That's Goodyear, Arizona's very own Tuesday Calderwood.
So we'll get caution lights illuminated on the speedway now. How about it, though? In that MPE number 4 out of Arizona, Tuesday Calderwood. Fantastic driving being shown by that young lady. And how about a round of applause for Brody Brown in that 15? Great job. First time ever in a 360 wing sprint car here in heat race action. And here we go. Lights out on the speedway already. They're going to hit the chalk line nice and smooth, side by side. Watch how we got 4-wide action going down in turn 1. How about that? Big slide from the 20Z. That's the real deal, Rick Zeal. He's going to slide into that 3rd position. But up front, how about Jesse Baker? Nice job by that veteran, and he slips by Congleton to take the lead.
He hit that corner just right, the same way Tuesday Calderwood did to get right there in front of Congleton. That's a 20Z Rick Zeal in the 3rd position right now. Trying to hold off Mike Archuleta, who's looking to push right on back, and then Royal Jones up behind him now in front of Aiden Saunders.
And there you see the battle for 3rd heating up on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Real deal, Rick Zeal working his way down the back straightaway, but that number 11X of Mike Archuleta really trying to reel him in way high out of 4 that time. Watch out, gathered up.
Spencer, you were spot on with that call that this racetrack is bad fast right now. Jesse Baker currently 13.309 on that last lap.
I guess that kind of throws away the legend car lap times of 19 seconds. How about a 13-second lap time around the Vado Speedway Park? That's flying.
Blink and you'll miss it, race fans. We're almost halfway through this one. Rodney Huband, no, that's Mike Archuleta in the 11X on the back straight. He's going to be parking. What's happening with that cone right there, Spencer?
So what you see down there right in front of us, in front of the flag stand, you see that orange cone getting pulled out onto the racing surface in heat race competition here with the 360 Wing Desert Series. It is single file restarts. That's going to change for the feature. I'll walk through that in a moment as we go double file in the feature event. But here in heat race competition, you cannot pass until you get to that cone, and you don't want to hit it. Otherwise, you're going to go to the rear of the field.
All righty, through the cone. Jesse Baker still with a good hot start for himself here. Rick Zeal trying to reel in something underneath here.
Flag man giving him a high five in the air. 5 laps to go for Jesse Baker in the Mesilla Valley Transportation number 22. He's going to pull out to 10 car lengths, the lead distance now. Congleton doing a great job in that 11K. Had some issues last year, but a fantastic run for that young gun.
Jesse Baker, a man on a mission, just averaging, again, 13.377 seconds around the track. Last lap at the 13.41. Talking about positions gained, let's look at the 8 machine of Aiden Saunders. He's up 4 spots now, currently in the 4th position.
7 laps down, just 3 to go here at an MVT heat race number 3. We're going to get into a sketchy situation out of 4 here. Look at how Darwin Smith going to pull it down to the inside of the speedway, and no harm, no foul for the 22 of Jesse Baker as he continues to work his way down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 with that lead, with white flag flying in the air this time by.
Trailing by almost half a second there. That's Congleton to Jesse Baker, who's now looking to rip around 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, excuse me. And Yeah, Ryder McCutcheon getting the pass over Royal Jones in that 5th spot right now, but taking the throw punch performance checker flag, that's Jesse Baker.
How about it? Jesse Baker out of Grants, New Mexico in the 22B. The Mesilla Valley Transportation sponsored car getting MVT Heat Race number 3. And really do want to give a round of applause to Tyler Congleton in the 11K. I know he had some motor issues last time out here at the Vado Speedway Park in November, but a fantastic run for that young driver with a very quick lap time, too. Last time by 13.672. Goes to show that this track's still continuing to get faster and faster.
Race fans got a good 4 easy lanes right now for all the drivers.
Jones will be your front row. Got to be side by side when they hit that chalk line. Green flag out, 12 laps. Jones, a great jump, 3 wide deeper in the field, trying to get it sorted out. Jet Carney, he's going to go up to the top side. He's going to get 2 for 1 down the back straightaway as Sickles. He's going to move in front of that 76 TH as well.
Yeah, good work by Carney there, trying to push up now into the 3rd position. 7X there, Trehorn. Able to shut the door on Carney, who gets a poke under the inside, and Trehorn gets the momentum back over the top side in the fight on for first place. Royal Jones staying wider than you typically see out of him, but he's not letting anything up and giving anything to the 2B of Brett Becker.
Don't look now, Odessa, Texas. Brett Becker in the Mica number 2, making a big move to the top side of the speedway. Watch out. Don't like how high you're getting over there. Danger zone up there in 3 and 4 for that driver. He's going to get it under control there. Almost do a mirror image of that in 1 and 2, though.
Yeah, maybe he's testing it out a little bit, and maybe it'll come in for him. With no risk comes no reward, and maybe with some risk comes some reward. Brett Becker, I mean, he needs to keep his spot and don't want to go into that wall on the marbles.
And we have one heck of a battle shaping up right now for this 10th and final transfer position, 8th and final transfer position. Joshua Shipley trying to run and get out of town because he has a little bit of pressure now from the 1A. Do see the 12 of Darwin Smith, though. He's down in the infield, so really there's only one car left in this that's not going to make the show.
So, yep, we'll see if this 1A machine, Robert Teague, is able to continue forward, and it looks like he will. Any other car drops.
Big time battle up front. Royal Jones going to cross over. He lost the lead for just a moment to Brett Becker. Becker back to the rear tail as they work out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. That was an amazing move as we were talking about the battle for the final transfer position. But Becker going to settle into that 2nd position for now. Royal Jones doing a great job up front.
You're right about that. It's a great race for first. Royal Jones fighting and defending that line in every single way. I didn't see him cross back underneath Becker, but it looks like he's back under control with 3 to go at the line.
3 laps to go, this time
Becker,
by another big-time slide job from Brett Becker out of Odessa, Texas. He's going to make it stick this time down the back straightaway. Jones going to go down to the bottom, not going to make it work. Slide back up. Royal Jones now going to move to the 2nd position, but how about it for Odessa, Texas, Brett Becker?
Yeah, Brett Becker coming from the 5th spot now to the first position. Went and dusted off the top a little bit and now found the front. The white flag is up at the line here. 1 to go.
Definitely not the situation you want to see in a B main. Lap traffic for the leader, number 2 of Brett Becker. White flag waved last time by. Just half a lap to go for that Texas driver. Royal Jones going to work by that lap traffic as well, but it's all Brett Becker in this Mesilla Valley Services Heat Race, B main number 1.
That'll be Shipley and Teague that do not end up transferring up. Shipley to the DNF on that one, but
Shipley, I need you to get a new transponder, please, Shipley.
Your top 8 for the redraw. We have 8 Frisbees down here brought to you by Halburn's Truck and Equipment. And these drivers, a little bit tense time right now as this really determines where you're going to start for your feature lineup. And a lot of it determines your fate for the rest of the night. So with that, we'll get the first driver here. And that is Grants, New Mexico's Jesse Baker in the 22B. He's going to come down and pick a Frisbee. There we go. And it's going to be number 6 for Jesse Baker. Jesse, heck of a heat race there, man. Top in passing points. What are you feeling out there tonight?
Yeah, car feels really good. Track was great. I feel good. I mean, we'll see what goes on with the track now that they're doing a little bit of a rework. Just try to keep on top of that and go from there.
That's Jesse Baker, driver of the number 22. There you see it, number 2 for Derek DiMartino. Next we'll get young gun Elijah Guile. Let's see that. It's number 1, ladies and gentlemen, for Elijah Guile. So now we'll bring Tuesday Calderwood, heat race winner, up to the Frisbee area. Go ahead and put some magic on it. Number 5 for Tuesday. Now Don Grable, veteran of the series, he's going to pick number 7. There you go. That's Aiden Saunders. He's going to roll from the 4th position. All right, well, Tyler's going to roll from the 8th position. And young Ryder McCutcheon. You had the only Frisbee left, buddy, but it's a good one, number 3. Guys, that was the Halliburton's Truck Equipment redraw. We're going to see these drivers duke it out for 25 laps here around this 3/8 mile. It's going to be one heck of a show.
Born where the dirt meets the sky and the fields roll wide. We're the backbone of the South, we're the fire inside. When the storm rolls in, we don't break, we don't bend, we dig in.
You know, those guys are up there. They earned it. Got those passing points early.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, lights are out. Come into green this time by. Get on your feet, stomp your feet, clap your hands. Let's see them flashlights go. This is the best of the Southwest, the 360 Wing Desert Series, and we're green at Vado Speedway Park.
Okay, sending us off. Guile side by side behind him. Ryder McCutcheon, Derek DiMartino, Calderwood, and Saunders. Calderwood gets a good push right out of 2 there into the second spot. Guile, though, hanging on side by side out of 3 and 4.
Check it out. Ryder McCutcheon in the number 5. He's going to make a big run, but going to have to halt. Watch out. Cody Sickles, big time up and over on the top side of 3 and 4.
Bummer. They're taking a look at our FK Rodden's instant replay coming around 3 and 4. See if we get the contact.
Wow, kind of a bizarre accident there. Taking a look at the FK Rodden's instant replay there with Congleton going around, just kind of got the right rear spinning in the slick. That was something that does happen from time to time, especially if you're set up a little bit free. But this one was bizarre. Evasive maneuver with the 14, and unfortunately the car getting into him just didn't really have time to react. Absolutely T-boned him, and very scary incident over there in the top side of turns 3 and 4. Elijah Guile trying to change up his start zone just a little bit this time by. Has to be side by side through the chalk line. Green flag out. Guile, a very good jump down the front straightaway. He's going to lead him by at least 2 car lengths. Ryder McCutcheon, good slide job for second. He's got company, though. That's the 4 of Tuesday Calderwood. The lone female in this one. She's going to slide it all the way to the second position. Watch out, 3 wide for second.
Almost deja vu for Calderwood, who ends up losing a couple spots there coming out of 4 and now finding himself in front of Ryder McCutcheon. That's the 8 of Aiden Saunders coming around 3 and 4 on the high side. The 8 and the 5 underneath him, and Aiden clears him.
I'm seeing some hints of November from that green number 8 car. Absolutely ripping around the top side of the speedway. Goes Aiden Saunders out of El Paso, Texas. Good battle that looks to be for 4th. Tuesday Calderwood trying to get a grip of her machine. Very loose for that MPE number 4.
The number 4 machine having issues in turn number 4, and we're seeing here Derek DiMartino clear Jesse Baker, and up front trying to reel in Elijah Guile. That is Aiden Saunders in the number 8 machine. Lap traffic approaching 4 laps down.
And the first car that they're going to get is Surprise Arizona's Joshua Shipley, struggling with the front end of that machine. We just saw a big old wheelie down the back straightaway for him. Elijah Guile going to be the first one to get to it. You got to decide here right now, where do I go? Do I go high? Do I go low? You got to get around him as fast as possible.
And keep in mind there, the 13 machine, Elijah Guile, 15 years old, Phoenix, Arizona phenom, is in a backup car right now. Aiden Saunders is dialed in right behind him, and Ryder McCutcheon right on his tail. Let's see him mix it up here in lap traffic, the race within the race.
Just 1/10 of a second separates your top 2. Elijah Guile has it, but oh, wow.
Oh.
How about Ryder McCutcheon throwing his name in the hat with the number 5 car? He's going to take the number 2 spot, and he wants more down the back straightaway.
Yeah, going for a ride there. Ryder McCutcheon picked the right spot in lap traffic to get in front of Aiden Saunders. Elijah Guile had to check up there, getting into one of the lappers himself, and Ryder McCutcheon looking to close that gap now. 15-year-old versus 15-year-old.
And as the cars start to string out just a little bit, want to go through the top 10. Ryder McCutcheon second, Aiden Saunders third, Don Grable fourth, Derek DiMartino fifth, Jesse Baker, Caleb Seiss, Daniel Blazer, Rick Zeal, and Lauren Wofford currently your top 10, as we have one pole in the infield. That's the 7S of Shipley.
Aiden Saunders clears over underneath. Ryder McCutcheon pushes out wide and stays in. Weaving through lap traffic, though. That's Elijah Guile maintaining his lead right now. Ryder McCutcheon falling way back as Aiden Saunders in that bright green 8 machine looks to reel in that pink and green Elijah Guile. Let's see what he's going to do.
And Joaquin, this is the hardest part for a driver, trying to figure out what to do when lap traffic is this thick. Elijah Guile. Oh,
there goes
no.
Aiden.
Off the pace. Problems for the number 13.
There goes
Heartbreak,
Aiden.
as looks like we may have a motor issue. I know that he said earlier in the night that a motor may be amiss on the number 13 machine, but absolute heartbreak is your race leader
Red flag,
pulls in, and we
DiMartino
go
up
red
into
for
the wall.
DiMartino at the top of 2.
Halfway through this one, it seems like we've got racing all over the racetrack right now. I don't know if there's a preferred line, top or bottom. What do you think, Spencer?
You know, it's pretty wide open at the moment. I see that over here in turn 3 and 4, it is definitely trying to slick off towards the top end of the speedway, but I think that's where Aiden Saunders' car in particular is working best. I would also say the same for the number 5 of Ryder McCutcheon. Other drivers have been working the bottom side of the speedway, especially down in 1 and 2, where we saw a little bit more moisture, even some slime late in the going. Remember in that Legend Car main event, we saw a couple cars like Mike Money slide up right in the center of 1 and 2. That's now ran in, and that's what we call tacky down there. So I feel like you have a little bit of option down in 1 and 2, but if I'm the driver of the 8 or the number 5, I'm going to the top side when I get back over here in 3 and 4.
And we know Spencer Hill loves to ride the high line. That is for sure. But he sees the speed. Let's see if Aiden can keep it up here. Green flag waves. Side-by-side race there. The 5 and the 8 here. But Aiden not giving it up to Ryder, trying to widen out that line. And Ryder having to check up, trying to cross back underneath here. Nice slide job again. Saunders gets him back.
Big time crossover from the number 8 of Aiden Saunders. But Ryder McCutcheon going to try one more time. It's Slide Job City here at Vado Speedway Park. Saunders back to the top. Ryder going to go back down. Another close call out of turn 4. Give it to Aiden Saunders at the line this time.
Them boys are having fun up there. We got another wreck up in 3 and 4.
Yellow flag, go high through 3 and 4. Yellow flag, high through 3 and 4.
Going to be a shootout here. Aiden Saunders with a nice jump around the top side here. Ryder on the bottom. Let's see a slide job from Ryder. No, not able to execute. Aiden just too fast around the corner.
Aiden leaving pretty early in the box there and made it work there as he got a great jump on the restart ahead of Ryder Mack in the 5. Both going to go work top side of the speedway through 1 and 2. And Caleb Seiss getting a little bit of pressure now from the donkey, Don Grable. Very close call down the back straightaway. Give it to Seiss for now in 3rd.
See the track really starting to widen out. Most of these drivers preferring the high side here as we get around the racing surface. Caleb Seiss still working the bottom on 1 and 2, but up around the top. Aiden Saunders ripping the lip and riding the chala.
Saunders starting to pull away up front now as we work further back in the field. Good battle for the 6th position. That's Jesse Baker down low, working that number 22 Mesilla Valley Transportation machine, trying to get up to the real deal Rick Zeal. Rick's working the top side. Very comfortable up there. Car looks great.
Back floating around that 14-second mark here. Aiden Saunders getting ready to get into some lap traffic at the line. Into 1 and 2. Aiden now going low to get underneath Calderwood and hits the bump.
Quickly want to give a tip of the cap to Diego Alvarado. He was just
spun
in the 10th position. Watch out, we got Congleton around now. Lights are out, though. We're going to go green next time by. 6 laps to go for the 360 Wing Desert Series.
See if Aiden has that really good start strategy yet again and seems to try to open it up. Ryder onto him this time, and Ryder up to the front. As Aiden widened out, Aiden crosses back underneath, and let's going to set Ryder back up for another one here to get him back. but Aiden keeps the momentum over the top.
Good battle here out of turn 4. Almost turned into a big issue for Ryder McCutcheon. He had to give up the lead. He's going to follow way back into the clutches of the 22 of Jesse Baker. He'll regain that spot now down the back straightaway. He's got to gather it back up. Time's running out. Just 4 laps to go remain for that 5 to get back up to the number 8 of Aiden Saunders.
Got to give it to Aiden out of that restart. He saved it right there out of 4. Ryder had to get on the back, and now Caleb Size has 1 position to go if he wants to win this one, but Aiden Saunders ain't going to give it up that easy.
3 laps remain for Aiden Saunders to check off what will be his biggest win of his career if he's able to hold on for just 2 more laps.
Going. Staying on the top. Caleb Size trying a little to the bottom side into 2 and gets squirrely there out of the corner. Saunders up in the crumbs. White flag is up.
White flag out. 1 more circuit. 3/8 of a mile remain for the number 8 of Aiden Saunders as he works down the back straightaway. 1 more time. 1 driver having an issue. It ain't going to matter, though. El Paso, Texas, Aiden Saunders wins the 360 Wing Desert Series night number 1 at Vado Speedway Park in dominating fashion. A brilliant job by that green machine. I know Casey Minks and the entire Minks Motorsports are going bananas right now. That's going to be one hell of a party in the pit area, ladies and gentlemen, after this one's over. The rest of your finishing order went like this. Finishing second in the number 42, that went to Caleb Sice. Ryder McCutcheon, you got to give a round of applause to that young driver. Did an incredible job all night long. He comes home in the 3rd position. Jesse Baker in 4th. 5th went to Rick Zeal. Lauren Wofford was making incredible moves there late in the going. He finishes 6th. Great run as well for Daniel Blazer in the 1I. He's going to run 7th. 8th went to Royal Jones. Diego Alvarado, good run, up to 9th. And Jet Carney finished 10th.
Well, this one's the big one, race fans, for the number 8 machine, El Paso, Texas's very own up-and-coming young star, Aiden Saunders. We've been seeing him fast. Been throwing haymakers all last year. Early this year, got a concussion on the West Coast in a 360. Wanted it tonight. Fastest car on the track, put it all together for himself. This man is dialed in. This one's going to feel good for night 1 of 2 of our Memorial Day showdown here. The Power Eye Desert Series here, 360 winner of night number 1. That's El Paso, Texas, Aiden Saunders. First ever win in a sprint car race, fans. This is a moment for this young man. Up on the top of the Mesilla Valley Transportation Wing. This man worked really hard for it. You got to appreciate that. Aiden, some caffeine, a deep breath. I know there was a lot of emotion in this race, a lot of emotion in this season. You put it all together, and, you know, coming from Casey Minks himself, there is no one quite like you, Aiden, in putting together a racing program. It's the obsession that you put into your car, and finally able to get this one up here in our Rio Grande Way Services lane, victory lane. How good does this feel right now, young man?
God, this feels so damn good. I'm crying like a baby. I just wanted this shit for so long, man. I had a lot of sleepless nights. I didn't know if it'd ever come, and man, Ryder and Elijah, we had a hell of a race together. It was a blast, and
you see this, race fans. You see the nervous system here in Aiden Saunders, the nerves that were all that race long to hold on for dear life and win. It was a lot of pressure, and the pressure made a diamond right here in Aiden Saunders. Aiden, that was a crazy race. You guys were almost at time. You're shaking this one off and just kind of soaking this moment in. Not to take any more of that thought process here, Aiden. I see Casey over here looking right at you. He is happy. Who do you have to thank tonight?
oh my God, there's so many people. Thanks to my dad, this luck's gonna be here. And thanks to Casey, thanks to Donica, They worked their asses off all week on this car for me. Thanks to Sherry for pulling the number 4. That was a big factor. This Shark Racing engine was a bat out of hell. It was a badass car. We nailed it tonight. I'm a little in shock. I started crying as soon as I crossed the finish line, and I can't believe it.
And what's crazy is Aiden is one of the winningest drivers ever out here at the Vado Speedway Park, but this is how much this moment has meant to him, race fans. And man, it's just very, very special. And what you're witnessing here is the evolution of a young driver into a man tonight, race fans. Aiden Saunders, put it all together. Thank you so much. The POWRi Desert Series 360 night number 1 is now done. Anthony Sosa Roofing late models making their way out onto the grid.
Can't help but love that. Aiden getting hugs from the entire Meeks family. Mr. Solis over there, too, in victory lane. Very emotional. There's Casey Minks. His dad's on the phone, I'm sure. This is an amazing night for that young driver in the ProTech Fire, number 8, El Paso, Texas. Aiden Saunders, soak it up, buddy. Congratulations.